Hi, I'm Jim Griefer. I'm an economist and lecturer and a frequent contributor to Encore Learning. I'm excited to share with you this fall my 4 lecture series, which I call the Freedom and Democracy Project. America was born in a battle for freedom. Most of us grew up in what we call the land of the free. But as we all know, America's history of freedom has been decidedly mixed. In fact, the concept of freedom itself is complex and murky. For example, I remember reading a speech by Abraham Lincoln, which he gave right in the middle of the Civil War, in which he stated, quote, both sides declare for freedom, but in using the same term, they clearly do not have the same meaning. The irony of that statement at that time is obvious. But who was right? Were they both right? Could they possibly be both right? Thus, the concept of freedom is complicated, and that's what my first talk will be about. We'll look at what some of the great philosophers and leaders said about the different views of freedom, the various sources of freedom, and how freedom is granted and taken away in modern societies. Then in my second talk, we'll examine freedom in the countries of the world. There are 195 countries in the United Nations. Only 1/4 of them can you call free. Another quarter are partially free, but that means that half are not free at all. Well, what makes a country free? What are the institutions and characteristics within a country that makes it more or less free? And more importantly, how does America stack up in all this? Are we as free as we think we are? Are we more or less free than we used to be? And that's my third talk. We'll look at America's history of freedom, examine the evolution of the institutions that lead to freedom, and the ups and downs in freedom for the American people themselves. And that'll take us to our fourth talk. What if Americans lose faith in these institutions? Studies have shown that Americans have indeed been losing trust in them. Why is that, though? Is it because the institutions have become less trustworthy? Or is it something else, something a little darker, maybe? And because these institutions are so closely associated with freedom, is there a chance that we might lose our own? Well, tune in. In this series, I'll address these questions, these issues, and more on Wednesdays at noon from October 1 to October 22nd. Now, this series will be what's called hybrid, which means it'll be both in class and on Zoom. Now, you can enjoy the full series either way, but I really hope that I get to see many of you in person at George Mason University in Arlington. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.